Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's daily reflection. I hope everybody's having a great day. Sorry about that. Unless you Friday, man. It's been kind of a long week. So, yeah. Good morning, everyone. Daily reflection today is October 2nd, 2020. It's Friday. End of the week. It's payday. Yeah. All right. We're going to talk about spiritual health today. Before we get going on that, man, you know, well, a few things. Yeah, right. Please say hello. Let me know that you're here. Whether you're watching live or the rewatch. Got a topic? Would you like to hear it? Fantastic. Let me know. I don't get many, so it's kind of fun when I do. Kind of mix things up for me. All right. Awesome. Fantastic. So I think this goes for all of us. We all have different kinds of days, and today's one of those days for me where it's just kind of hard for me to jump on with the human race. Um, you know, I'm not one for putting people down or wishing bad karma on other people or any of that. I don't care who they are. I just don't have the time, the gumption, nor am I feeding into that. And wishing bad karma upon somebody else isn't any different from taking any kind of judgment on somebody else. It involves anger, it involves fear, it involves negative emotions that I am just not going to tolerate around me. And that's how I am. Um, um, I believe that every day I need to bring either I need to bring something and that is tangible and something that helps. And if I'm not doing that, then what I need to do is stay out of the way. I need to remove myself. Am I causing more confusion than harmony? What are my intentions? Ah, good old neck cracking. I needed that. Oh. And I wonder why I have arthritis in my neck, huh? So for me, really, that's what it comes down to. I really am tired of everybody blaming everybody else for what we have or what we do and things like that when we need to take responsibility for our own crap, man. And just stay in your own lane. Okay. Yes, we all have opinions. Yay. Good for you. Congratulations. Go talk to your sponsor about your opinions. I don't bring it, um, right? Because it's hard. Even though you might have some opinions, you want to get them off your chest. Other people really don't want to listen to your bitching and moaning. I know people don't want to listen to mine, right? So with that, we're going to get to the daily reflection then. All right. Spiritual health. When the spiritual malady is overcome, we straighten out mentally and physically. And that's on page 64. But I feel like the opposite of what they're talking about in 64 on page 64, which is selfishness, self-centeredness, root of our troubles. Actually that's 62. Um, but it gets into that. But I kind of felt like the opposite was humility. So I wanted to read from step 7 today. Now the 12 by 12. Since step 7 is so specifically concerns itself with humility, we should pause here to consider what humility is and what the practice of it can mean to us. Indeed, the attainment of greater humility is the foundation principle of all AA's 12 steps. For without some degree of humility, no alcoholic can stay sober at all. Nearly all AAs have found, too, that unless they develop much more of a precious quality than may be required just for sobriety, they still haven't much a chance of becoming truly happy. Without it, they cannot live too much of a useful purpose or, in adversity, be able to summon the faith that can meet any emergency. Humility as a word and as an ideal has a very bad time of it in our world. Not only is the idea misunderstood, the word itself is often intensely disliked. Okay, that's because the people tend to, when we talk about humility, we're thinking about people making fun of us, putting us down, telling us we're horrible people. You'll never be able to do that. And that's what we're thinking of. And that's why we have a hard time with it. Um, Many people haven't even a nodding acquaintance with humility as a way of life. Much of the everyday talk we hear, and even a great deal of what we read, highlights man's pride in his own achievements. Look what I did. Look what I can do. Hey, yeah. There's another guy who's doing lives, and he's doing it. It's definitely different. Okay, but he's getting his message across, right? He's doing something, but you can tell there isn't humility in there yet. Um, but everybody has their message, man. You know, um, he's a little. It's hard for me to get involved with anything that's too, over emotional, whether it's anger or even when people come out and I'm in a group, they're like, "Yay, let's get up! Yay, rah rah rah!" I get uncomfortable, man. I don't go for it. With great intelligence, men of science have been forcing nature to disclose its secrets. The immense resource now being harnessed promised such a quantity of material blessing that many have come to believe that a man-made millennium lies just ahead. They were wrong, weren't they? Poverty will disappear and there will be such abundance that everybody can have all the security and personal satisfaction he desires. And that is a utopia. The theory seems to be that once everybody's primary instincts are satisfied, there won't be much left to quarrel about. The world will then turn happy and be free to concentrate on culture and character. Solely by their intelligence and labor, men will have shaped their own destiny. Certainly no alcoholic and surely no member of AA wants to deprecate material achievement. So in other words, no, we don't want to put it down. Good job. Good for you. Nor do we enter into the debate with many men who still so passionately cling to the belief that to satisfy our basic natural desires is the main object of life. But we are sure that no class of people in the world ever made a worse mess of trying to live by this formula than alcoholics. For thousands of years, we have been demanding more than our fair share of security, prestige, and romance. We seem to be succeeding. We drank to dream, still greater dreams. When we were frustrated, even in part, we drank for oblivion. Never was there enough of what we ever wanted. In all these strivings, so many of them well intentioned, our crippling handicap have been our lack of humility. We had lacked the perspective in what the character building and spiritual values had to come first, and that material satisfactions were not the purpose of living. Quite characteristically, we had gone on all out in confusing the ends with the means. Instead of regarding the satisfaction of our material desires as means by which we could live and function as human beings, we had taken these satisfactions to be the final end of life, right? Whoever dies with the most shit wins. Material things, or even looking for other things outside of ourself in order to make us feel better. Okay? No. Mm-mm. So humility, where my humility? My humility comes from God. Okay? He has taught me to be humble. That means when things happen throughout the day, I thank God for it. Okay? Thank you, dude. Thank you, God. And God is a part of my life all day long. I got a green light. Thank you, God. Something easier just happened in my. Thank you, God. Thank you, AA. Thank you, everyone. Okay? That's how we can figure out the difference between sobriety and recovery. Okay? People in recovery tend to want to give back. Okay? People in sobriety tend to want to force it down your throat. Does it? Does that make sense? The anger is gone, and um, for me, I don't get angry very often anymore. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, okay, but I certainly don't go into any kind of rage mode, okay, or start spouting off things that I'm going to regret later. No, I'm going to give if something happens and I feel that ping, you know what I'm talking about, that reaction ping, right? Right? I give myself just a few seconds, man. I deserve a few seconds to figure this out. Hey, you know what? I know you just told me, just give me a second here. I'm kind of letting this go through my mind, right? I got to think on it a little bit so that I can have a proper reply. Okay, because even if somebody comes up there yelling, screaming, Dion, you're a dick and you're this and you're that, I still have no right to push back. I don't. I'm not saying I don't want to. Okay. Am I going to push back? No, but you're going to find my boundaries pretty quick. So, and humbleness is part of boundaries too. Figuring that out. Okay. I had to start with myself when it came to boundaries, and I have a hard time with boundaries because I can be a coda, man. I can be very codependent. So, um, it's the empathy. So we have to, it's actually our empathy turning into sympathy. And maybe that might be a good topic one day soon. Sympathy, the difference between sympathy and empathy. It is very difficult for me to come to terms with my spiritual illness because of my great pride, disguised by my material success and my intellectual power. Right? You know what? Most of us, most of us are extremely talented and very, very smart, and that is part of our problem. That's why it's keep it simple, stupid. Intelligence is not incompatible with humility. No, provided I place humility first. No, intelligence, you can utilize your intelligence. Certainly, please do. Okay, we talked about earlier about bringing things to the table that are tangible that will help. Okay, your intelligence can provide that. I really enjoy because there's a lot of different facets in my podcast and different things that I do, and everybody has all these different talents. Okay, and they come to me, Dion, I'd like to help. Well, what do you love doing? Let's find your passion. Let's find your passion. And I love just watching them. Half the time they're making mistakes, but I don't care. So what? No. Well, that's your project. Yeah, and you're gonna fall down a bunch of times before you get there. Now I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna laugh at you because I went through it too, and I'm gonna. When you get up, I'm gonna help dust you off. All right. To seek prestige, wealth is the ultimate goal for many of the modern world. To be fashionable and to seem better than I am is a spiritual illness. I've never been a materialistic person. I just never have. Now, I'm not saying that I didn't utilize other people. Okay. So for me, it wasn't the material, it was my sex relations, chalking girls up on my wall, right? And doing that crap. Okay. Well, let's be honest here. So I utilized other people to try and make me feel better through physical touch. To recognize and admit my weakness is the beginning of good spiritual health. It is a sign of spiritual health to be able to ask God every day to enlighten me, to recognize His will, and to have the strength to execute it. My spiritual health is excellent when I realize that the better I get, the more I discover how much help I need from others or how much I can help others. See, when you let other people help you, you are helping them. Okay? Because when we tell you, oh, you're having a hard time, then go work with another alcoholic. Okay? Maybe they're having a hard time. Then they need to work with a new person. Right? I talk to a lot of different people, and I will bring up different scenarios in my life while talking to them just so I can get a different perspective. And gosh, I get so many cool different perspectives. Not all of them work for me, right? But then I get to put it in my spiritual bag so that if I come across somebody else that needs it, I'm like, dude, I don't even need this tool here. You can have it. Okay. I got it from somebody I really respect and I was holding on to it because I figured one day somebody might need it. Right. That's tangible. That's something somebody can use. So, all right. We are at the 15-minute mark. Thank you everybody for being here today and being here every day. Um, we got we got a great speaker for the Friday podcast. His name's Kevin, and it's an Al-Anon story, and you're going to be really, really surprised. Okay, even if we didn't mention it, I don't know that you would even have known the difference. All right, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. I love y'all. Peace out, and have a day.